Here we go. Let's see if we can get Renee Adams in here with us. How you doing this morning?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear your beautiful voice just fine.
Oh, please. So great. I have not seen your setup here. This is beautiful.
Well, listen, I know we're not Margaritaville, but we do pretty good.
You know what? I'm new to the game, so I'm guessing too. So.
Well, first of all, welcome to Sunday Mornings with the Tiki Man. We're so excited to have you on the show. And, the Margaritaville gig is really cool. But, when we talked on the phone the other day, I was like, I want to hear more about this, all these years in Orlando and all these cool things you got to do. I mean, we both agree that nobody is making money in radio other than Howard Stern, right?
Yes, sir. Nobody's making money in radio. All the people that think, oh, you must have such a great job and all that money. I'm like, yeah, no.
I spend a lot of money.
Yeah, you think you're like a rock star. You're like, yeah, I'm getting that new table. All right, I'm going to buy it. No. Yeah, I have to go to a job after this. So so you do your radio job, which is cool.
Yep.
And very rewarding, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to your other job, which is also cool and rewarding. And my other job, is that what you're asking? What my other job was and still is?
Yes.
Okay. So I know it seems really weird to all the people who listen to Margaritaville or listen to Sirius XM or radio at all to know that I do mornings on Sirius XM. However, I do a toddler show at Disney still.
Awesome.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
I literally have been doing kids and family as a DJ, and they're like, hey, let's go. High School Musical came in, Hannah Montana, I was your rock star, man. I'm like, I got this.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's hot here, and it's hot. And during back in the the High School Musical, the Hannah Montana days, that's when I peaked. I was writing stuff for the cruise lines. I was like freaking opening. I did Hannah Montana's like 16th birthday party, like really, really prime it in there, and then and rolling into where I am now. COVID was hitting, and as you're a live DJ or any kind of entertainer in Orlando, all of a sudden you didn't have any work. And that's when James Bradlin was like, hey, you want to do radio? I'm like, hey, no, there's no money in radio.
Yeah.
So for the first 2 years, I spent, for 2 years in the closet in my this is my home studio, in a closet, because I didn't know that I could buy a box and stick my head in a box, actually be in a room that I could breathe in.
Yeah. Yes. I had the same setup when I first started the radio station 8 years ago. I had a little bitty, basically a DJ booth, because my granddaughter used to come over a lot and she loved to just touch everything, right? So I felt like I needed to lock all that equipment in a room that she couldn't get to. But as the radio station progressed and we had people that wanted to come over and be part of the show and all that stuff, I'm like, okay, we're going to have to build a studio. We're going to have to make this happen,
It's just better too. I mean, you can breathe, and B, you get creative and you get motivated on things that you're seeing. It's better. You're more natural. You're like, I don't want to get out of here. You kind of want to be in. You're like, yeah, this is good. You can set it up the way you want, and so I like my new room. But and at the studio, here's my difference. At the studio in Orlando, the Radio Margaritaville, we've got family pictures and surfboards. We even got a full bar in the corner when we have guests.
Nice.
All kinds of cool flags and stuff. In our studio in Nashville, it's really corporate. It's really boring. It's really boring. There's blue walls and nothing. I always bring in Lay's and stuff. Anything to give me that mode. I'm creative, so I'm like, oh man, we gotta do something in this room. So at Disney, DJ and families and events, and I did a game show at a housing development yesterday, which I rocked. It was great.
Yeah. Of course. I wouldn't expect anything else. I mean, I called
game
it.
Show. I'm your girl to call, man. I got game shows down.
Yeah.
I used to write shows and I still do a little bit for the ships. So for cruise ships, so if you see your cruise staff putting on a lame trivia, I would do a trivia with a twist, and put a game in the middle of it or something, So anything that I could tweak. And to be honest, for Disney, I just would steal things and put ears on it. They'd be like, oh, that's such a great idea. I'm like, I know, right? All mine.
I'm so creative. Yes. Well, here, I'm going to click on the studio here so everybody can wave at you and say hello.
Hey.
There we go. There we go.
Many of you.
Yeah, there we go. Do what?
Look at everybody who woke up this morning.
I know. So you did that. Well, you're still doing that, right? You're still doing all that in Orlando, and working with kids. Now, I feel like sometimes I'm working with kids as well, you know. But they're all grown up. But I mean, but I don't know. I mean, and B Dog, you know, God love him because he is a school resource officer. So he's used to working with kids every day. I mean, I don't know if I'd have the patience for all that, but, you know, so God love both of you.
The deal with kids is I started with, you know, Disney put me in. I was their first female DJ back, 25 years ago. And they kept looking at me like, well, what are we supposed to do with her? She's a girl. And I'm like, yep, here I am. I'm a live DJ. And they would say, okay, so how can we make this work? And I was like, how about kids? I'm good with kids and family. Let me work with those kind of people instead of like the Toro convention, which would be like all dudes. Everybody was like, all men looking at each other at a convention.
Sure.
Like, they're not going to dance with each other. This is stupid. So finally I said, let me do something with kids. And that worked. And kids are great. They're a lot like drunk adults. So
drunk adults. Now, maybe I do have a lot of experience with
it. Why we're like kids.
A lot of times, if you can feel them out, you can just tell. I've been doing it for so long. I can tell if this one's got an issue or this. You know, I have a son on the spectrum, and for a long time before I had him, I would look at some kids and I'd go, huh. They're just, you know, they're just bad. I'm like, oh no, they're not bad. They're oh, now I get it. And mom's like, I'm sorry if he's touching your equipment. I'm like, shh, I got this kid at home. You learn patience. You learn how to just get them excited. And if I'm excited, they're excited. So yeah, I have actually a lot. You were talking about some friends that I know from Disney that you know as well.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was it John Beck?
John Beck, and Bill Cockrell, and a lot of those guys. Yeah. Small world. Yeah. To make the reference, but yeah. Well, and I didn't realize it.
I would never thought I would have been sitting in radio, but here I am. So.
I didn't realize it was a thing really until I met John Beck and Bill and several of them. Really, I can't really think of them off the top of my head, but it made sense. These guys working in Orlando, doing these gigs, and making all this music and all this stuff, and then they decided to go out and do their own thing. There's a lot of people that comes out of that world in Florida and goes on and does their own thing. It's
really weird. I mean, and I come to mind because I'm friends with Joey Fatone. So Joey Fatone, NSYNC guys, you know, we're talking like big talent. What's his name? Who does the prices? Host. A million of them. They come out of Dr. Phillips High School, you know, and they all kind of grew up here. So Orlando's a good base, very good base. I didn't get here till I was in my 20s, but a great base for people starting out in anything. I mean, they tried to become like this movie studio at one point in the 80s, and that didn't really work. I was on Sequest, DSV. Did you see it?
Oh,
I was a regular extra on this TV show with Roy Scheider.
Yes, I have a big poster of you here in the studio somewhere. Yeah.
Honestly, a worst paying job, like the worst paying job ever, to be on a set all day long.
Yeah.
And make like $50 a day. You're like,
oh, so it's like radio. I got it.
Yeah. It's a worse paying job than radio. You know, radio has perks at least.
Yes.
That was just like, no one's going to recognize you as a regular extra.
So I called Renee the other day, and she's like, so what are you going to ask me? And I'm like, I don't know. We'll just kind of make it up as we go. And she's like, I have no idea if Jimmy Buffett's coming to Meeting the Minds this year. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way.
I swear to God. Okay, I get the job. COVID hit. I learned the boards, as you guys probably know, learning a new trick as an old dog.
Yeah.
You're like looking and you're like, wow, what are all these buttons for? So it took me a while to understand how to use the boards in Orlando. 2 weeks after I start my job, COVID hits, and I'm now at my house in the closet on a computer. So now I'm trying to figure this out. I forgot everything over there. Yeah. Then they start me over there in Nashville, and I had to learn those. They're different boards.
Sure.
And I'm thinking,
well, they're corporate boards over there.
It's crazy. So just learning all this new stuff, and then people going, so you going to Meeting in the Minds? And I'm like, what's Meeting in the Minds? that my boss says to me now, and I go, what are you talking about? And she's like, are you serious? You don't know that program? I'm like, you didn't hand me the training manual in the closet. Like literally I came in knowing nothing. So when you say meeting of the minds, I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And and I get J.D. Spradlin. He's like this, it's like everybody gets together and like there's a lot of artists and they play and it's just fun. I'm like, what? It wasn't clicking. And now I sort of get what it is. I'm really not, I've been talking to all the parent heads, which they are very informative. They're
Sure.
Pictures. They're like, this is what you should expect.
Right.
I'm like, okay. But yeah, so meeting of the minds is I'm looking forward to it because I think it's something, I'm standing on a stage next to, was it Bill White, I think I'm with?
Yep.
And he's a comedian. I said, Bill, you just handle it, buddy. I'll just stand there in one of my flowered rompers. And I'll just agree with whatever you say. And I'll be like, Bill White, everybody.
Yeah, Bill White. Yeah.
Bill White.
Yeah, just don't put any ears on top of his head and everything. I don't know. It might work good with Bill, though.
When I sign off every day, that was supposed to be cute, me saying that when my sign off every day is, I'll see you real soon, which is my Disney reference. However, I'm not real sure Disney knows I say that yet, so I wonder if that's going to get mixed one day.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited to go. I do realize now that there's different stages and that artists are performing, yet people register to go. Right? They register to go, and they don't have to go see the artists. They can stay in Key West and just go to the bars on the outside. That's all I know.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Okay, so all right. So basically, Meeting the Minds is really, all in practical purposes, a Jimmy Buffett convention, right? It's been going on for 30 years in Key West. Now, there are events going on all over the town. We have our Tiki Man Radio Songwriter Showcase, Key West bound, which is down at Dirty Harry's at Rick's Complex right on Duval Street. And we'll be there for 3 days with about 45 artists. So hopefully you can swing down there. But
okay, so Dirty Harry's or something, is that where you are?
Yes, Dirty Harry's, you're right.
Yes, I wrote it in my notes, and I will stop by there.
Yes, that'd be great. We'd love to get you on the.
Two people that said stop by. Like you and one others. I'm like, okay.
Well, there you go. You got to come by and see us. We'll get you on the radio. We'll be broadcasting for all 3 days, and it'll be streaming on YouTube as well, just like we are right now. And Rick's is basically right across the street from Sloppy Joe's and Irish Kevin's and all that stuff. So it's right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. When I would go into Key West, always on a cruise ship, you get off the ship and you're like, okay, here we are. Oh, look at all these little vendors. And then you get back on the ship. I literally have not explored Key West maybe once when I was 19 or something.
Oh, wow. Well, tell us about that. What happened that night?
I was working in a nightclub, and it was Isla Morada. That's what it was. It was Isla Morada.
Isla Morada, okay.
So that's all I know of Key West.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be big and mind-opening for everything. I know that people are like, oh, I have merchandise I'm going to sell. I'm like, what? Merchandise? That's a thing, too. And then my flip-flop friends were all like, do you have any flip-flop merchandise? I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm a flip-flop friend.
I hope this isn't the last one ever, because once I get it, I'm going to want to go again. Right?
Well, it's interesting, and it's funny that you're going this year, because they have announced that they're not coming back to Key West next year or the next 2 years, really. And it may not come back to Key West. I mean, it's very hard once you give up a gig, a date, something like that in Key West. It's very hard to get that time back. However, our event, since it is the Tiki Man Radio Songwriter Showcase Key West bound, that's in the title, we'll be back in Key West every year after that. So this will be our 6th year.
2023, you're going to still be, so people will still come.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this will be our 6th year. Next year, obviously, be our 7th year of doing it. So we're just going to keep on rolling, having a good time.
So do you come straight down and set up, or do you make pit stops anywhere along the way and set up and broadcast from it?
Well, before we started our own event, and it's really kind of why we got our own event, Brian Fields, myself, B-Man, Michelle, people that are partners with me in this, I used to do all the pit stop parties. on the way down like everybody else did. And I would broadcast from this place and I'd broadcast from that place. And it's a lot of work, right? And then once I got into Key West, I'd broadcast over here and I'd broadcast over there. So now we have our own event in Key West during that week of Meeting the Minds, and everybody just comes and sees us instead of us seeing everybody. So it's really cool.
I was going to stop at the one in Cape Coral. I think it's on like the 30th of October. And I love meeting the parrot heads and getting out there. Like, I wouldn't know anything if it wasn't for these people. So I'm very grateful that the parrot heads are there and they are listening and they're helping me along the way. This journey that I've like jumped on board where, there's nobody in radio.
Right.
But yeah, I'm still full-fledged into it. So I cannot get this. My son got a job as a scare actor.
A scare actor?
At a theme park. Yeah. Like scary monster.
Boo.
Boo.
I go see him, and like that is the only day off. So I had to call the people over there in Cape Coral and say, "I'm not coming to your event. I'm so sorry." And they were like, "It's okay. We don't care." I mean, I'll see them. I'll see them in a couple of days.
Yeah. All right. So
bad because I said I was coming. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm coming," and then I have to go see him be a scare actor.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Well, I mean, so how many days a week do you do radio?
7, sir.
7. Yeah.
Look at this. 7 days. It took a minute because I normally just put my hair in that ponytail on top of my head and go, yeah, whatever. I get in there, just like in Orlando, there's like nobody walking around. Like at the Sunset Walk at the promenade over here, like, well, not here, there, nobody. By the time I get there, there ain't nobody. And then when I leave, there's maybe like 4 people that I've seen come by. If I'm lucky, there'll be not lucky. If I'm unlucky, a tour bus will swing in. And, I'm throwing like.
You run out there. Hey, everybody.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Nashville. When I'm in Nashville, you are like, you're freaking in a fishbowl, and every second, because it's in the lobby of the Margaritaville Hotel.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Renee, hey, come here, I want to talk to you. And you're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, you get to Nashville, you don't get a second to do anything but talk to people.
Yeah.
So trying to do my work in Nashville is ridiculous. I don't know how Gogo and Kirsten do it because they're in that studio all the time.
Sure.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, like, if you're in a place where they can come and just make you a tourist attraction, we call it being the monkey in the box.
The monkey in the box.
I'm going to Nashville this month to be the monkey in the box. And he's like, oh, okay.
Well, I've got a special guest, and I think your screen may have froze on us. We can still hear you, though. But I've got a special guest that we're going to join in here. There you go. John Beck is joining us. Can you see it?
John Beck, where are you?
Hey, girl, I'm about to start a gig here at a resort myself. Didn't know we all got to work every day. So.
That's you. Oh, my gosh. That's so funny. So I haven't seen you since what, the chiropractor's office?
I was driving over, like, last time I saw her was when we were at the chiropractor office. Holy hell. I was thinking about you yesterday because I was playing with Alan Jacks. Our band played at Margaritaville for the 5K yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Cool.
Yeah. And you know what? I wasn't at that 5K. JD was. I was at another 5K.
What the hell does the musician do at
For
7
kids.
freaking morning? What the hell?
Yeah. I'm so glad it's you, John. I thought maybe he was bringing on one of my ex-husbands. I was like, he's got a special guest. I can't.
I know. Well,
This is your life.
we really had to promote it well, right? Like, so we're going to have Renee on with a special guest. Everybody's like, is it Jimmy? Is it Jimmy? No, it's John Beck.
It's John Beck, but it's close enough. JB,
Yeah.
JB.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
So you guys worked together at Orlando back in the day, right?
Sir.
Yes, we did.
No,
We,
you tell him. I don't care.
Well, the thing is, we're really technically not supposed to say exactly what we did because it's like a code thing.
Right.
I'd have to kill you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But her and I were really good friends and worked a lot together and caused a lot of mayhem with our friends that we were friends with, the Chipmunks back.
Yep.
Oh.
Dale.
Oh.
They're really good friends of ours, and we got to associate with them a lot. And her and I kind of helped them with the antics that they pulled and a lot of stuff that we know they did back then.
Mm-hmm.
You lose your mind for now. Just saying.
I would have just said it.
Well,
yeah.
So
Head on, head off.
So back in the day, when I was in the corporate world, I had paid to take all of my managers to the Walt Disney World, whatever it is. I can't remember what it was. Where we were there for about 4 days, and we got to learn all about the characters and actors, and that's the people they hire. It was all a team building thing.
Completely on the right track. Yes.
Yeah, and I always thought that was fascinating.
Yeah. Well, did you?
Yeah.
You should have been in there. The Florida heat radio didn't sound so bad, right? Friends with Chip and Dale, or sit in the air-conditioned room? Let me think about this.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh boy.
It's fun. I mean, you go through each chapter of your life, right, John? You go through each chapter, and sometimes I had a lady come up to me, I think yesterday, and she was like, "Do you remember me?" And I try to be so gracious, and I'm like this. Remind me. And it was like somewhere down the line, Graham Central Station, which was a nightclub I opened and put the karaoke girl in, or so. I don't even remember. It opened and closed in 3 months, and I really didn't remember her, but I just faked it. So each stage that you go through, especially in entertainment, if you start in Orlando, but we have like John, our group, right, that of character friends, we are all still friends. I mean, I'm actually going October 2nd to an event with all of us. Are you going?
Well, I'm actually playing for Ed Baranek, a friend of ours. I'm playing for his 60th birthday. So.
Well, I just want you to know something, that I did his wedding.
Well,
damn.
You know that. And Aubrey Brickhouse, he's holding a big 60th birthday for all of our friends. We're turning 60.
All right, we're all going to be there then. Yeah, I think we lost. There he is.
Look how long we've been friends, like in our 20s, and we're still talk, and everybody in the business, like that group of us at Disney at that time, I think it was so much smaller than it is today.
Yeah.
Today it's hundreds.
Well, we were a good family. It was back in the 80s. It was a little incestual but fun, and we were all close. And but nowadays it's messed up. It ain't the same. So we had the best group. We had the best time. It was fun.
Good. Well, when I talked to Renee the other day, and I was saying, we've got several artists that come out there, and I said, John Beck. She said, I know John Beck. So I immediately called John, and I'm like, hey, I want you to kind of pop in on the video. I'm not going to tell her you're going to be there, whatever, because I thought it'd be cool. That way you guys can at least see each other.
Looking good.
Thank you very much. Not bad for 58.
Oh my God, I know. Please. It's a lot of work. But
it's kind of fun.
as the younger people sitting in that room are just sitting there looking, going, really? It's a lot of work in show business. Even if you're on the radio, you still have to make appearances and stuff. And you're like, can't wear the ponytail to this one. Okay.
Yeah. Well, John, tell us real quick where you're playing today, and then we'll get back to the interview real quick. Where are you going to be at today?
I am playing at the Cypress, starting at 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock at the poolside. It's a beautiful day, right before the hurricane hits. But it looks like it's go a little north, so we might be okay. So, but 1 to 4 at the poolside, then I get to go home, and if it's going to hit us, do some hurricane prep. While what was I? You called me an a-hole the other day because I'll be drinking some more of that 16-year-old rum thinking about it.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
And just like that, we've lost it.
Where'd John go? He's gone.
I keep forgetting there's a hurricane coming.
Yeah. All right, John. We're gonna let you fly, brother. It's good to see you, man. We love you, man.
Hi,
Thanks for the
John.
invite. Love your.
Hey, by the way, before I let you go, I'm going to play B-Man's new song, which you played on. So, we'll be mentioning that a little later in the show as well. All right.
All right. Love you guys.
All right, man. Thanks.
Bye, John.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, I tell you.
It's funny, they keep talking about this hurricane.
Yeah.
And I'm like this. Really? I just put a 10-foot skeleton in the front of my house. No way am I bringing that thing back in.
Yeah, it's out there doing this. Yeah.
So long that I'm gonna wait. Wednesday, if it's coming at me, I'll bring the skeleton in.
Yeah.
But other than that, people they hype it up so much,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go, we got a couple of raindrops. I have been in a bad hurricane. Hurricane Andrew took my entire apartment, my car, everything. So I do know the severity of it. However, after so many years, you're like, I'm gonna wait a minute.
Right.
So So he's not drinking your rum right away.
I got you. So how often do you go to Nashville?
Okay. It's a lot. Okay, so my parents passed away. They left me some money. I invested about a year and 3 months ago in this little bitty house 8 minutes from Broadway, which is right near Margaritaville Studios. Okay, long story short, my daughter's going to graduate college. She wants to move to Nashville, and this has all happened. Live in my house. This is great. So October 1st of last year is when I got mornings. And I got mornings with the stipulation of, hey, you got to come to Nashville for 1 week every month so that you can work out of this studio too, so people can meet and greet and see you and do interviews and stuff like that.
Sure.
So at that time, you're like, yes, I love Nashville. I love my new little house. I'm good. And now I'm on month number 12. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Nashville and my little house, but getting and picking up for a week and going over somewhere else, and then coming home going, did I pay my bills here? And then I'm prepping food for my son, and then I'm dropping. And you don't leave food for 3 weeks and then come back to food. So you got to rebuy food.
Right.
It's a whole thing. So I'm there a lot, but my meeting is this week. And cross your fingers that Renee can pop that to every 3 months, go to Nashville.
Well, there you go.
And my daughter just got the job she wanted there, which is pretty cool. This is very cool. If you write to Toby Keith, Luke Bryan, Jimmy Buffett, Mac McAnally, Kiss, Denise Austin, she's got some crazy, Cole Swindell, she's got some new ones. She's the person you get. She's fan support.
Wow. That's very cool. Very cool.
She's right out of college. She's always been like the scholar, the super smart one.
Right.
Right out of college. And she lived in the house. This October 1st, she's moving into one of those, what is it when like a big box, a warehouse kind of thing that they got out and they make it a home. What is that?
Studio apartment. A flat?
No, what is it called?
A flat.
Not a studio, but it's like a truck almost.
Oh, I know what you're
A
talking
mini
about.
house?
Yeah, those
Tiny house?
containers.
Container house.
Container.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I lived in those.
Well, back in the day, they called those trailers.
No, they rebuild them from containers. They're
8
great.
minutes from her job on Music Row, so she's excited about that.
Very cool.
That's great.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I mean, I'll see it when I go back on October 10th. But
Yeah.
so it's gonna be good for her. And then I've rented my place over there to a registered nurse for 3 months, so I have a little break for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But
This meeting.
this meeting, I'm hoping just this a little bit. I don't mind. I love Nashville, and I really like spark up my game when I get to the other, because you're on a different board, you're in a different feel.
Sure.
It's got no pictures, so you really got to like push yourself. But I mean, it's good for me as learning and being more creative and writing better stuff.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I've always given 110% at like any job, like my character job.
Right.
Job. My kid's DJ job, my writing for cruise ship jobs and things like that. 110%. I think you got to treat it like a business.
Sure.
If you're going to be your own boss, then you have to treat it like a business, and you have the contracts, and you do your best. I don't like to send people out in place of me because I can't control if they're having a bad day.
Right.
But So I've always gotten really good reviews. So I think I'm doing okay at this job. I think. Can I talk about my flip-flop friends really quick?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is this what you call a free break? Because when I have a person that wants to talk forever.
Yeah, I'm just going to go pee. I'll be back in a minute. You just go.
Oh, Renee will have plenty to talk
Oh,
about.
yeah. We'll just let Renee do the show. You guys are here too. I'll be back in a little bit. All right.
Okay. So I was getting ready to go to, and I had not been. Okay, I am going to tell you this, and nobody knows this. Well,
All right. Shh. Nobody tell anyone. We won't tell anybody.
Big bad secret, but it's okay because some people know. When I got the job, and they asked me, so you've been to concerts, right? They never said Jimmy Buffett.
No.
I sat there and I go,
Yes, I've been to concerts.
Oh, like so many, which is true. I go country concerts all day long, right?
Right.
And she never said Jimmy Buffett. I had never been to a Buffett concert.
Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I know. And you know how
well, now to be honest, to be honest, they didn't ask you that. They asked if you had been to have you been to concerts?
That's right.
Yep.
Right. So
I know. I figure some Christmas party drunken at the water cooler, I'll mention it. But until now, but I think it's funny because Hollywood goes around to put your number on your arm when you're at a tailgate.
Sure.
And he always wants to put a number on my arm. I'm like, you just can't, man.
You just can't.
286. I'm like, you just can't. People will not understand that I've only been to 4 Buffett concerts.
Right.
But that's because I was the kid thing at Disney.
Yeah.
I was doing a whole different part of life.
Yeah.
Now, do I know music? Yes. Did I know Jimmy music? Yes. But did I go to concerts? No. I didn't realize it was a whole lifestyle. So.
Sure. Well, and a lot of people, that's exactly how people become parrot heads, discover the parrot head world. You know, we have artists that stumble into it all the time. You know, they're out here working their asses off, and then they see us over here having a good time. They're like, I want to be a part of that group.
Right. So I was getting ready to go to Cincinnati, which would have been my third concert, the show this year. Mm-hmm. And the Parrot Head Club president, Patty Doak, she calls me, and she's probably like me in like another body. She's like, I want you to come. I'm like, all right, what do I got to do? So she gets me the flight in the room, and JD is going to come with me, which is great because I said, I don't know what I'm doing like to get there.
Sure.
So I host the thing and do whatever. But she said before I got there, she goes, you should make something little to give people from you. Like,
yeah.
First she said, like a coaster or a matchbook. And I'm like this, a matchbook? What, do people use matches? And then I started thinking, and I'm online, I'm like, what about this little necklace? What about this little flip-flop? That would be fun.
Sure.
And I'll put them on like little, I wear the bracelets all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I'll put on some cord, and I'll give people the necklace, and I'll call it like flip-flop friends. I thought it was cute and funny, and I was going to make like 25 of them.
Yeah.
So I did. I made like 50 or something like that. And next thing you know, I have a little assistant. She's my daughter's friend. She's like, let's put a little fan page together for you on Facebook.
Great idea.
She did this in the car on the way to the club on her phone. Like, that's how nothing it was, right?
And you have 7,000 orders.
So I'm at home, and I'm making my little necklaces, and I'm putting in little bags, and I'm like, what is it, like 18, 20 cents a piece, whatever. I don't care. It's like, okay, I make no money in radio, but I'll do this anyway. So I go to Cincinnati, and it was like, boom, 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 boom. I want to meet you. I want to meet you. I want to meet you. I want your necklace.
Yeah.
I was like,
what?
Oh. That was a minute of,
yeah.
Wow, I'm going to make a lot more necklaces.
Yeah. Now you have a conveyor belt in your living room that's got the necklaces going down through it. Yeah.
I have a sweatshop going.
Yeah.
I have about 500 for Meeting of the Minds, just in case you haven't met me and gotten your thing. So anyways, literally Bridget's like, no, you need to get people to know this. So I started maybe talking about it, showing up at this event, showing up at that event. And people, it's catching on.
Sure.
They really like the necklace. I like it too. It doesn't even turn your neck green, which I thought, how lucky am I?
That is great. Yeah. Woo, that was a close one.
If you don't know, you're just buying a little thing off of Amazon. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm stringing them, and I'm watching TV at night, putting them in the bags, and I'm putting them aside. And meanwhile, then another lady's like, you need a QR code. So I get the QR code. And now right and left, they're stopping in at the studios saying things like, if I could just get one of Renee's flip-flop necklaces. And
yeah.
everybody's like this. Listen, you got to meet Renee. That's the idea. Change your status from fan to friend by meeting Renee.
Right.
That was the cute tagline, right? So the tagline works. I am at 1,960 or 20 or something like that. I'm going to go over the limit today.
That's great.
Yeah, you are.
I am one of those members.
You are one of those members?
I am one of those members, yes.
Oh, I didn't.
I want to be one.
We're friends on Facebook, but I also joined her group as well.
I thought you had one of the necklaces.
No, I haven't got the necklace yet, but I'm a member of the group.
You're going to get it.
Yeah.
You're going to get it. I'm going to come over there and see you at Meeting of the Minds. And that's why I have a lot of people that joined that I say, hey, did you not get my necklace? Kind of make sure everybody gets the necklace.
Yeah.
And then just Friday of this last week, this is very funny. I said, we probably need a logo. I got this stupid little thing on the Facebook. It's so stupid, but you're like, I might need a logo that says it a little better for something. So I put these two up. The one I really liked, it was tweaked, it was everything. The other one was just like, sure. The other one that's sure is the one that everybody wants. So I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a good thing. I decided to ask the friends, because the flip-flop friends are the ones that want it. They want their say.
Yeah.
And I trust everything they're saying, because they're the ones who are listening to me on the radio. They're the ones that want to meet and greet, hang out. I get it. I respect every single one of these parrot heads, especially the clubs, when they're putting all those events together and giving money back to the charities.
Sure.
I mean, all because they all like the same kind of music together. That's crazy. That's amazing.
Well, it's a little unknown thing. I mean, with Jimmy Buffett, as you probably well know now, but every Parrot Head Club has to have a way of giving back to the community, and I truly believe, with the Parrot Heads and the music and all that, having fun is obviously a legacy. But later on, how much money's been raised over the last 30 years with all these Parrot Head clubs around the world. It's something nobody really ever talks about.
Right, I know. And so that was part of my thing too. Again, from Cincinnati, what was that, July 30th or something? Mm-hmm. I started realizing these Parrot Head clubs don't get enough pat on the back. They don't get enough talked about. So I started talking about them. And next thing you know, now everybody's like, I want to be one of your friends. I want this.
I love you, girl. You're my girl.
Dave Freeman said he got his flip-flop necklace when she was at the Tampa Bay Parrot Head Club.
Oh, he did. Well, yeah. Dave Freeman, there you go. Nice. There you go.
Yeah. I went over there. Hung out, and I met some great people over there too. And every time I meet a new group of people, I think it's interesting. Even though I do a little segment on Wednesdays about the Parrot Head clubs, and I had three people. I'm going to talk about it again on my tomorrow's show. But 3 people said, there's something called a Parrot Head Club. I live in Texas. How can I find that out?
Right.
So like, if you're just listening to the channel and they just don't know that there's a club that they could get into to give back, that's even better. More people wanting to do it.
Sure.
Just from us talking about it. And I keep telling JD and Kirsten, I keep saying, we really need to give more kudos to these people. A, they're our listeners, and B, they are freaking giving back to the community, and we should be like, hey, great job, great job, great job.
That's exactly right. I'm so glad you're doing that, because it is one of the things that doesn't really happen that much, and people really need to know this. And the Parrot Head clubs, a lot of times they're out there, they're giving their time, they're donating their time, and trust me, I've been a Parrot Head for a long time. It is like wrangling cats to get, you got the same 6 people that show up to do the 7-mile walk, or whatever, but it's also a lot of fun.
The villages have 1,400 members, and I showed up at their blood drive, almost passed out too. I was like this. I bent down to pick up a hot dog that I dropped.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa! Whoa! And everybody was like, "You're back in the bus."
Yeah.
1,400 people.
Yeah.
5 buses there. People are showing up. They have a huge group of people. I think they're the biggest in the country. But yes, there are 6 people in this one, and there are 27 people in this one. But still, there are some really big ones as well. They're all doing good. They're all doing good for the community, and kindness. And we all know time is money.
Sure.
I mean, that's how I make money, right?
Oh, yeah. That's why we're in radio. That's for sure.
And people are always like, oh, you must love your job. I'm like, I do love my job. I wish I paid more.
I wish there was money involved. That'd be great. Yeah.
It's so cool, right?
Well,
but yeah, so I can't say enough about the Parrot Heads. Every single club. I mean, and from what? Because they like the same kind of music.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that everybody that's part of it understands. It's not for everybody, that's for sure. But we've really enjoyed it over the years, and almost as much as having you on the show this morning. And if you are traveling through Chattanooga anytime, I don't know do you drive back?
I'm going to see you November.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see how that date goes, and then we'll talk about coming to the house. Okay? But
yeah, we'll see you there. And let me just touch real quick.
Sure.
The Parrot Heads and the people that who are not the flip-flop friends, like those people sitting down there, you go to Facebook. Okay, and then you go into the groups and you click Renee's Flip Flop Friends. Hit join or follow, and then you'll get your necklace.
Awesome.
And when can people hear you on Radio Margaritaville each week?
I am on Radio Margaritaville 7 days a week, 6 till 10 a.m. Eastern.
Wow. Well,
Nice.
listen, this has been I could talk to you for 3 hours, but obviously we got other things to do. So, we may not make a lot of money in radio, but we got to take care of the ones that pay us. Yeah, there you go. Well, listen, we will see you in Key West. How about that?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I had a great time. Thanks for bringing John Beck in. I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll, like I said, we'll see you in Key West, but hopefully sometime or another we'll get you in the actual studio with us one Sunday or something, okay?
Oh, absolutely. When the next time I'm doing a drive, I can make the swing over to get to Nashville. If I don't have to make that drive, I don't love to make it. So.
I understand.
I'm thinking in January. Is that good? January?
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay. If you're coming to Orlando, you come see me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right, girl. We're going to let you fly. Love you. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me. Have a good day, guys.
Take it easy.